Well, in the final game today in the Football World Cup, Brazil were playing Serbia. Very good game. Yeah, very, very good game. High energy game. Serbia set up in a very balanced style. Brazil definitely set up in an attacking style. And it was quite the contest. If not necessarily the best game I've ever seen, you could definitely see the intent from both sides, the energy from both sides. This Serbian side, apart from Tadic, are big. It's like an NBA team out there. They are big. I think their average height is around 6'4", 6'5". They didn't take full advantage, I don't think, from set plays, but the few set plays that they did have before Brazil scored their two fantastic goals, Brazil struggled with the corners and free kicks that they did manage to get into the box, and there was some. Alisson Becker looked a little bit wobbly in goal. Didn't deal with those crosses and corners and free kicks overly well. In saying that, Serbia didn't really create too much. However, they did a pretty good job at stifling Neymar. Neymar was not the reason that Brazil win. It was Vinicius Junior and Richarlison is the reason that Brazil win. And when Neymar goes off, Brazil actually looked even better without Neymar on the field. They looked more balanced. They were moving the ball quicker. There was less of this silly showing off the skills and showboating that Neymar does. They were just pass move, using skill to get out of danger. But they were always they looked more potent. Now, Vinicius Junior, I think, was their best attacking threat in breaking through the defensive lines, making space. Richarlison's first goal is a poacher's finish because it comes from a shot from Vinicius Junior. And while the goalkeeper, Meklovic Savic, I think his name is, made a very, very good save, he parries it in the wrong direction. He needs to parry it a little bit further away or with a stronger wrist. And he had a decent game. And Vinicius Junior, down Brazil's left, was proving a handful. And it's in the second half that Brazil finally breaks Serbia down. There's a 10-minute spell where the game is turned. Brazil wake up and Serbia just quite frankly ran out of steam. So Richarlison's first goal in 62 minutes is a tap-in. It's a poacher's finish. But it's good follow-up play because too often we see saves like that where the attacking players are a little bit lethargic to make the run in or are stuck on their heels, not on their toes. Richarlison's on his toes. He's poaching that. It's a shame that he hasn't fully settled at Spurs. He's had a few injuries, hasn't scored many goals. He was hot and cold at Everton, but Everton are a team that I think at club level are, again, struggling. And obviously Watford, he made his name in the English game. So he's been in the English game now for 5-6 years. He has his moments of, barren spells, but for Brazil, he's at the moment his current rate of form is over a goal a game. Lately, he scores goals for Brazil. The second goal is fantastic. Again, Vinicius Junior creates, crosses it low and hard. Richarlison flicks it up, and it's almost that Ibrahimovic style sort of semi-overhead kick that he scored against England several years ago. It's almost a carbon copy of that. It is ridiculous how he rotates and swivels in the air. Absolutely fantastic finish, and the power he gets behind it, the swivel through his pelvis and his legs. He fully rotates his lower half. It's possibly the best goal of the tournament so far. Ridiculous finish. Again, Neymar has no involvement with it. Now, Richarlison, Vinicius Junior and Neymar all go off. But Richarlison is obviously, he's been carrying a calf injury. He's not, I wouldn't say 100% fit. He's as fit as he has been all season, but he's not 100%. Vinicius Junior obviously has had a fantastic breakout season with Real Madrid. Got a lot of pace to burn. Sometimes his final ball is a little bit rushed, but you can see the intent is there. And obviously, Tite wants him to keep doing what he's doing because 9 times out of 10 it's going to come off. Occasionally it won't come off, but just don't be afraid to make mistakes. Neymar, he's a frustrating character, isn't he, Neymar? He really is. There is no doubt on his skill and his ability, but he likes diving, and he did it a few times where he's just gone down like a sack of potatoes, literally. Not as embarrassing as 4 years ago where he did like a billion rolls on the floor. And yeah, he was aggravating the Serbian players again. But there is history between these two sides. Serbia do not like Neymar at all. The Serbians had run out of steam. Like they had put a shift in. They were still running all night. The one concern I think, two concerns I think for Brazil is yes, Neymar looked like he picked up a slight injury, but Danilo basically looks like he's pulled a calf muscle and finished the game on one leg because they'd used all their subs, and he didn't look comfortable. He could barely move. So there's a couple of slight injury concerns coming out of this game, and a more potent side. I'm not saying Serbia don't have attacking threats, but because they'd set up in such a way to nullify the attacking threat of Brazil, they couldn't. By the time they get possession, they've done so much defending, and they are a big side. And in the heat, that does take a toll when you are a more sizable side, and having to do a lot of defending. They ran out of energy. There was no lack of commitment from Serbia, but they did look very tired by the end. They had put an effort in, but Brazil had to work for this win. So some big nations have struggled, such as Argentina and Germany losing. Some big nations like England and Brazil have gone off to very positive winning starts. So there have been some shocks in this tournament. I think the Saudi Arabia win over Argentina is a big shock. Japan beating Germany is not so much of a shock. It's the manner of Germany's defeat where they were showboating a little bit and they took their opposition lightly. Brazil knew they were in for a game. They had to work hard. They had to do a bit of a grind. But then you look at the chances they were creating by the end. They actually looked better without Neymar on the field, which is very, very interesting. So Martinelli came on, looked threatening straight away. Rafinha looked threatening. He had a couple of chances. Maybe first match of the tournament. Next game against Switzerland, I think he scores those two chances. So this Brazil team are one of, if not the favourites for the tournament. Although some other nations have put a marker down saying, "Hey, don't discount us." And when Tite said, "Actually, beware of Ecuador," from the first game, and they could have had 7 or 8 against Qatar, they failed to beat Ecuador twice in qualifying. So if this Ecuador side can get 2 draws against this Brazil team, South American football looks quite healthy. Argentina, that's a blip. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Please place your thoughts in the comments section below, and I will have some more videos for you very, very soon.